Prepare to delve into the dark depths of a family secret that will send shivers down your spine. The disappearance of Gabriela Diana Villarroel, a nightmare we hoped would unite hearts, but which, instead, reveals a terrifying and unimaginable truth. What lurks behind the walls of a seemingly normal home? Could love transform into lethal obsession? At the age of 13, a forbidden bond formed, weaving a web of lies and dark desires. And now, Gabriela's body, fragilely wrapped in garbage bags, in the cold darkness of night, emerging from the shadows of that somber boarding house, stands as a silent testament to a hidden horror, crying out for justice. This is no ordinary story. Every detail is a twist, every silence screams an accusation. Join me on this unsettling and visceral journey, where trust is an illusion and spilled blood stains the bonds of family forever. Prepare to question everything you believe. What led a forbidden love to transform into such a brutal act of violence? Does this family's dark past still hold other tragedies? Don't miss the unfolding of this impactful narrative. Hello everyone, welcome to the True Crime Files Investigations channel. If you are a lover of real criminal stories, get ready for an exciting marathon. Every week, we will explore shocking and remarkable cases, the most complex and intriguing ones, with an in-depth analysis of the details and motivations behind each event, which leads us to question human nature. Subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos, and ensure you're always up to date with our exclusive content. Leave your like to strengthen our community and motivate me to bring more and more impactful and unprecedented stories. Get ready to discover the backstage of the crime world, learn about the failures of the judicial system and the stories of victims fighting for justice. Welcome to an investigative and emotional journey. I count on you on this journey. The truth is about to be revealed. So, fasten your seatbelts, because the investigation begins now. In 1998, in Argentina, the life of Gabriela Villarroel blossomed. Born to Bolivian parents, her childhood took a different turn at the age of 6 when her parents separated. From that moment on, her safe haven was her mother, Liliana Chambi, and her stepfather, Cesar Garcia. The family home was in Buenos Aires, nestled beside her maternal grandmother's house. Family life was completed by 3 younger siblings, among them Senilda, for years younger than Gabriela. Gabriela's adolescence, like many others, brought with it a silent rebellion. Outings to parties and gatherings with friends were rare, but arguments with some family members, especially her grandmother, were occasional sparks in that home. During one of these tensions, Gabriela and her sister sought temporary refuge in the home of a paternal aunt, Marisol, for a week. Deep down, Gabriela cherished the desire to live with her biological father, a dream never realized as he always rejected her. In her final year of high school, youthful love blossomed in her heart through a relationship with a boy 2 years older than her. With this delicate scenario as a backdrop, we arrive at the fateful day of July 29, 2016. The family's modest financial situation meant that Gabriela and her sister frequented a nearby cybercafe to do their schoolwork. That Friday, the initial plan was to go there together. However, midway, Gabriela informed her sister of a change of plans. She was going to meet her boyfriend a few blocks away. At that moment, the young girl could not imagine it would be the last time she would see her sister alive. Night fell, and Gabriela's absence became a knot in the throats of her family members. Her boyfriend, worried, went to the house to look for her, generating increasing confusion among the relatives, who naively assumed she was with him. Thus, anguish settled in, marking the beginning of a painful search. On Saturday, August 30th, the apprehension intensified, leading the family to contact the authorities to initiate an investigation. The mother's insistence, joined by family and friends, propelled a mobilization to find the missing young woman. Initial clues revealed that Gabriela's cell phone remained active until 7 p.m. on the 29th. Messages were sent, and although marked as read, no response was given. The search extended to the boyfriend and paternal relatives, as well as places Gabriela Villarroel used to frequent. Even her father was contacted, reacting with disbelief and shock, thinking it was a bad joke. The young woman's whereabouts were a dark enigma, with the exception of a crucial detail that would alter the course of the investigation. Neighbors reported seeing her frequently walking hand in hand with an older man. The paternal aunt brought to light another disturbing event that had occurred weeks prior. To Inspector Neal, in charge of the search for missing persons, she mentioned the rumors circulating in the neighborhood. Gabriela had been seen on bus line 80 with this man before her disappearance. The identity of the mysterious figure was surprising. Gabriela's own uncle, Nestor Quintana, a 29-year-old officer of the prefecture. The scene witnessed on a public bus drew attention due to its unusual and ambiguous nature. Nestor Quintana was seated while the young woman, Gabriela Villarroel, displayed surprising intimacy in a mixture of affection and playfulness. This physical closeness was peculiar and intriguing, suggesting a complex and inappropriate bond. They asked, "Who is he?" "Your boyfriend." And she said, "No, he's my uncle." "What were you doing on that bus with your uncle?" This situation is not normal, him sitting on his niece's lap while caressing her hair. The man was identified as Nestor Quintana, married to Elizabeth Chamby, Gabriela Villarroel's maternal aunt, with whom he had lived for almost the young woman's entire life. Weeks before the disappearance, an argument with his wife led him to leave home and rent a residence 10 blocks away. Quintana was a second-class petty officer in the Argentine Naval Prefecture. The suspicion of a sinister relationship, beyond the ties of uncle and niece, hung in the air. Gabriela's sister and school friends confirmed this hypothesis. She had been in a relationship with her own uncle since she was 13. A relationship described as tense, marked by possessive jealousy on his part. A lump formed in everyone's throat. How had that unhealthy relationship begun? The certainty of Quintana's guilt was becoming clear, but the increasing pressure from the authorities, armed with increasingly compelling evidence, led him to surrender voluntarily. On August 1st, Quintana confessed. After an argument in the rented house, he murdered Gabriela Villarroel with his own hands that same day. The residence was raided, and in one of the rooms, the young woman's body was found wrapped in a sheet inside plastic bags. The fact deeply shocked the relatives, who never imagined that someone so close would be capable of such an atrocity. Their relationship had always seemed cordial, concealing an unimaginable darkness, especially for the stepfather, who refused to believe what was happening. The autopsy revealed the cause of death: mechanical asphyxiation, occurring in the early hours of Sunday, July 31st, 2 days after her disappearance, in the midst of an argument that intensified because his niece had a boyfriend. In the initial investigations, the suspect denied the confession, claiming pressure from the authorities, retracting his initial statements. However, despite the initial confession, the facts could not be immediately imputed. Quintana's relatives cried out for justice. On March 29, 2018, the prosecution held the trial, requesting his conviction for doubly aggravated homicide with a life sentence. The defense argued for the nullity of the confession, alleging coercion. However, the evidence was irrefutable. The criminal's DNA was found under the victim's fingernails. The life sentence was imposed and confirmed again in 2021. Although an exemplary sentence was handed down, nothing will bring back a young woman full of dreams, who was only seeking to start her life and who, ironically, in trying to escape one problem, found an even crueler fate at the hands of someone who should have been her family. This dark story reminds us that blind trust, even in blood ties, can lead us to an abyss of pain and terror. Thank you so much for watching this story. Your presence and support are essential for me to continue creating quality content. So, if you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any new episodes. Your subscription and comments are fundamental for me to keep bringing quality content. Leave your opinion in the comments, always with respect for the victims, and together let's build an even better community. Thank you so much for following my work, and I'll see you in the next episode.